Oh, I think he's I think he's doing it. He respects Karn. So let's go because it will be slow. Okay, the fastest thing to do it is full control action. Hello everyone, it's Sloth and today I have something special for you. The deck that I'm pretty sure you will love, even though it's not the most competitive deck as you already see, but this is the most cool, junky Karn brew you will ever see. And we will talk about this in the deck intro because I really feel that the new Karn Planewalker deserves some love. I really enjoy the cards. But what will you see today? You will actually see the Karn Ultimate killing a mono black player. If that's not worth it. Oh my god, the games were hilarious. This is the deck which I had the most fun with. Probably except like Dimir Phyrexians because they are amazing. But the amount of laugh I had today with this deck is just hilarious. And everyone seems to be respecting Karn, which is the main point of the deck because Karn deserves some respect. So I know you are in the stat block, so let's talk about the stats. You can see we played 13 games, and you can see the games are actually long with this deck. You don't win in 5 minutes. In those 13 games, I'm proud to say that in Mythic we actually went nearly 50% win rate with completely junky brew. And I'm proud of it, especially that we are using Karn, we are actually using, the junkiest of stuff. We are actually even using crabs. Yes, if you like the crab, it's still also in the deck. And what more, we actually played, those were the old versions. I've been trying Tezzeret, but I don't think it's good enough in the deck. However, sure. This is the play history, and as you can see, do you see some common theme? Black, 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 black. Oh my god, I have played so much against mono black today. My head hurts of or invoke the spells, which you will see in the commentary. But those are the stats. I'm really proud of this deck, honestly. I didn't think it will go even about 30%, but honestly, if we went one game more, like on the win side, this would actually be competitive with top mono black deck in the meta, so I'm proud of this, and Karn, he's also proud of this, because he's a living legacy. That was a great joke, and with that, let's go into the deck list. Alright, and now we are on the deck, and this deck is so hilarious in so many ways, and for everyone that wants to see Karn Living Legacy, we actually killed a player with the ultimate, so if you want to see how it looks, because before playing this deck I didn't ever see Karn Ultimate. I didn't even see Karn, because literally nobody played it ever, since like few hundred games I've played on the ladder. So that's pretty insane, and we want to change it, because honestly, I really like the Karn Living Legacy. I think it's interesting card. I think it might be underplayed. It's not the best card in format, of course, but it definitely has place somewhere, and we are trying to find this place. I went with the Dimir because like we can get a very nice card advantage with this one. So we will talk through the deck. If you want to see the ultimate, it will be in one of the games. I played as long with this deck as it needed to make a ultimate. And also I actually had two more ultimates. One wasn't recorded and one I lacked the space on my hard drive again. So the 30-minute game that I won was not recorded. Great. So with that being said, what the deck is about. Karn Living Legacy. You heard about him so much. 4 mana Planewalker. Create a Power Stone token. This is a weird effect. It adds mana but only to cast non-artifact spell. However, it doesn't say about anything about activating abilities. So you can activate basically every ability with this one with free ramp basically. However, the -1 is the big thing. You pay any amount of mana and you look at the top X cards that you paid mana for and you take one of them into your hand. So if you cast it for 1 mana and -1 the Karn, you actually get to draw additional card. And that's huge, and this is where the power stones come into play, but to be honest, it's not the biggest effect, because you want to keep ramping with the Karn, additional loyalty that you get, additional tempo that you get. Sometimes I even got more mana from the power stone tokens than my lands, because I keep getting mana screwed. And how many lands do we have? 26, because I added them, because I kept getting mana screwed. So We can use it for example, Karn Sylex. That's one of the big things for the deck. We actually have two big plays thanks to the Power Stones. You can play this very often for free. And believe me, I know it seems counterintuitive that you sweep your own board. First of all, you usually against mono black do this for 3 because they have Trespassers, Underdogs, and Lilianas, sometimes Meathooks. But if you can sweep for 0 mana basically at some point in the game and keep your hand full of counter spells that all are active, you probably win the game, because we play this deck like a Dimir control with some added flavor. And honestly, this will win you so many games if you can cast it for 0. So basically use 3 Power Stone tokens, and don't forget you can mission match them. So if you have 1 token, you get 1 mana discount. If you have 2, you get 2. You get the idea. And usually you end up with 3 to 5 Power Stone tokens during the game, and this is enough to just sweep everything for free. And you can keep drawing cards. And the big thing outside of Sylex is Bankbuster. This is how you usually use your mana every single turn. This is a very cheap card though. And if you have 2 tokens, you can start playing them for free without tapping out for anything. It means that you have full hand out of instance with all the mana, with all the spells, interactions, counter spells. You can answer basically everything, but at the same time you can keep drawing cards, which is insane and really puts you ahead if you have good situation like this, that you have Karn that is alive. On top of this, Karn is actually absorbing a lot of usually hits because it is a scary planeswalker. Most opponents actually try to kill him actively instead of pushing your face basically. But honestly, like, I had 8 HP and they still decided to kill Karn before me. And that tells a lot about how they respect this planeswalker. So Bankbuster and Sylex, 2 interactions. Celestus is okay, it's not the biggest deal, but the fact that you can basically play it for 0 mana, sometimes you don't have good time to play Celestus and you still would like to have additional mana. And with the Power Stone tokens, you can play it very often for free. It's really cool when you do it. And one of the big reasons why this all works, we have Memory Deluge, and this is extremely mana intensive card. So for this reason, you want all your lands untapped and ready for action. So when you use your Power Stone tokens to power up rest of the deck, you can still draw a lot with your active part of the land and the hand. So the whole combined pressure means that you have way more tempo than a lot of decks, and it really speeds up some plays. And the fact that you can basically do 2 turns in 1 turn at some point in the game is very often enough to completely reverse the tempo of the game. One of the cool things is that this is artifact, so we can actually play it entirely out of Power Stone tokens at some point. But also it is a channeled counterspell. Normally that doesn't make a difference, right? It's only uncounterable, but this is not a spell. A channel means that you don't cast it. So you can use 2 Power Stone tokens and basically have 1 blue mana counterspell, like Mana Leak, for 1 mana. So that's also interesting interaction. And yeah, in the worst case, you just use it to smoke your opponent, but from my experience, he always draws Invoke Despair from the top of his deck, so that didn't work for me. But definitely you have some counter spells. Double Devious Cover Up means that you will always cycle the good part for the deck, so you don't run out of options. You don't have a lot of win conditions, but Karn itself is a win condition, because it can get -7 and you get an emblem with, when you tap an untapped artifact you control, emblem deals 1 damage to any target. And of course it's basically using Power Stones to the big effect, so every Power Stone at some point will deal 1 damage. And the point with Karn is that +1 goes really fast. The turn you play it, it's already 5 loyalty. You just need 3 more turns and then it's ultimate. It's not the worst, you can make it work. And especially that you have multiples of Karn, so when they finally kill 1, you just replay it and start over with usually clearer board than before. So pretty cool idea, I think, and I really enjoy the deck. I think it's super fun. It's not the most competitive, but if we went nearly 50% win rate in Mythic, I call it a win. I'm happy with this results. And the deck plays like a control deck otherwise. We have Sylex for underdogs, Rona Vortex for underdogs, and Liliana and Soaring. So let's wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed the deck. Don't forget to subscribe if you like creative brews like this. We will also make them from time to time. And tell me if you enjoyed the Karn Living Legacy Dimir, because I surely did. And even though it's not the highest win rate deck we've showcased, I actually enjoyed it quite a lot, and I think it's worth trying. Of course, be careful with the wildcards. It's probably not going to be like meta planeswalker, so if you are on budget, you probably don't want to craft them. But if you aren't and you just want to have some fun with new decks and new styles, I think this one definitely should work. So tell me what you think in the comments, enjoy the games, and enjoy the mono black grind, I guess. Okay, not exactly sure how I feel about this hand, because we have a lot of high costs. However, like, we're on the play, so Karn is in a way a 3-drop. Maybe we can make it work. Oh my god, again. Man, I don't know how many times we play against mono black. Like, it's most of my matchups, I think, today. Concealing Curtains. So definitely a lot of like mana investment creatures. Definitely a bit of scary thing. I think he will use the curtains next turn, so that's why I don't do anything. Because we need time. And tapping his full turn just to get nothing is definitely a lot of time. Yeah? He's trying to decide. Nice. Okay, I respect it. That's a good play. This is how we play mono black. Yep. Alright. So we need to do it like this. We need the tempo. Our land base is pretty good. How much damage he can deal? He can play land, transform it. He actually wants to do it anyway. And then pump the 1 mana into Sleeper. This will be exactly 4 damage, and that's not good for us. Did we play land? Yep. So this will actually be a Memory Deluge. I hope he will activate the curtains to check what we have, but he proved to not do this mistake. Liliana is actually not threatening at all. As long as he has cards, we can ignore Liliana, because she hurts him way more than us. And he is tapped out. I will discard one of the Karns, because Memory Deluge is more instant card draw. And we are behind on board because he is mostly 1-drops in his deck. He actually discarded his one of cool cards. Man, I really like Liliana. It feels that she's doing more for us. The only problem is the ultimate. Other than this, we are completely fine with her. Definitely around. I think it's Bankbuster. Crab is also important. He will cast something. So if we play the land, we have Impulse and Counterspell. But it's probably better to have Bankbuster. Ooh, that's a nice one. That's a nice one. We cannot sweep the board, which is unfortunate, because I would love to do it. I don't like putting Karn under the wheels, so this is why we won't cast anything. Yeah, Memory Deluge is a bit more mana efficient. It also gives us another card that we can discard to Liliana, and what I have in the hand is pretty good. Okay, so he went greedy on the Deluge. Interesting, because he already has like board presence. We need to hit... Oh, Karn. I like how they respect the Karn. This is a good card. Oh man, one of the 3, you love to see it. They just so love to discard your cards that they suffer more than you. Alright, so we go for black. Honestly, Bankbuster seems good. If he wants to go for the value game, we will have way more than he does. And honestly, Impulse is not as good as the Bankbuster, even though we will be a bit slow. Yep. Man, it's so nice that he played this Trespasser. It would be so much harder if he didn't. Let's go for 4. And that's a clear board. So let's eat this Invoke Despair, as usual. Oh man, this always hurts because we got them basically, but it will be just Invoke Despair, most likely. Do you want to discard to Liliana? Okay, so he will probably try to fish for... Oh, he actually discards the last card. Cool. So this is the first time when Liliana actually starts to matter. And we need March to kill her. That's the play. That's the play. But by the way, this was such a big mistake. You first draw with Soaring, then you decide what to discard. So, not the greatest. And we probably need to rebuild in case. Okay, so I got the play. I know we want to see Karn, I also, but in this situation it's not the correct play. Right now he needs to decide whether he goes for Liliana Ultimate and splits my land base, or he doesn't. If he wants to do it, he loses Liliana. If he doesn't, we get to cast Memory Rouge and fish for March to kill Liliana before she will be able to do it next turn. So I don't think any of those choices are particularly good. I think splitting my lands is way better with so many Memory Rouge, because we can use every single mana in the game we have. So the less we have, the slower we can go. Nice. That's full grid mode. I understand this player. That's a March. This is exactly what we wanted. The second card is the problem though. Let's count the mana. I think we won't have enough, so we need untapped land, or we cannot go with the full play. And this will be a bankbuster. I know, it hurts. Did he? Okay, he played the land, that's fine. This is the worst card, so that's fine, but the fact that he's using Soaring after, it's just so bad. It really is bad. Alright. Oh man, I want to kill both at the same time. He gets one more card, I think. I guess we could kill the Soaring and bounce the Liliana, but I think we need to kill both. Kill them all. Alright, so Liliana is gone. He gets a Cardo engine, but so do we. Guys, it might be the game with the pew pew. We are at 5 loyalty. 3 more turns and we activate the pew pew. Man, it's so fun. It's so bad. Like, you know, the interface is horrible for this. You need to actually manually click everything. Just please don't hit the only card that saves you. You know which. Exactly this one. Oh my god, they... Every single time. Okay, let's go into the fair game when nobody has planewalkers. Are you happy now? Was it worth it? Oh man. Definitely it hurts that we lose the Memory Rouge to the Trespasser, but we're at 23, we have some time, and Bankbuster, especially with this token, it actually makes a small difference. Getting accelerated every single turn, when you keep drawing lands from the top, is something you care for. To be fair, Impulse is better, because we can get better cards with it. We cannot get Trespasser with this one, but we can get it with Sylex. And it's pretty good. We are not drawing cards, because he might play Liliana, and when he plays Liliana you don't want to have cards in your hand. You use the draw at the end step, so Sorcery Speed Planewalkers cannot do anything. Okay, this is also Sorcery Speed. Nice. We do not answer it with the card. Enjoy. And yeah, like the hand is empty. Okay, that's a good one. However, our opponent plays really bad in my opinion, because he plays exactly into our sweeper. Maybe he wants us to sacrifice the Bankbuster, so I'm pretty sure that I will draw additional 2 cards before I will sweep the board. Like, Sylex is good enough. Yeah, we have the second one in the head. What he should... Yeah, that's a good decision probably. If he has creatures, he should go for the creatures though. Yeah, he has, so that was bad decision. My bad. Devious cover up. Sure. Let's draw some cards. or some lands, and I want to have something for this card. It will hurt just a little bit, but with Devious Cover-Up and we don't waste any cards from Bankbuster, so I will invest, like in one of the comments I mentioned, life is a resource and sometimes you invest it to get more value. This is exactly the situation. I invest 7 HP or potentially 9 HP to get this one extra card. And that's fine, because I will be one card ahead and this card might be Memory Deluge, which makes me more ahead. So I basically accelerate the full game plan by one full turn, and it's worth it. A little bit too many lands to my taste, but you know. Alright. Karn Sylex is pretty good. Yeah, we sweep. We will have enough, so every top deck that he can make is not good enough. I will even play this. After this we don't have enough, right? Yeah. We definitely cannot allow anything to go through, so this turn we do nothing. From the freaking top, look at this master. Like, man, those guys, they just don't whiff. Alright, so do we go for Devious Cover-Up? Yes. The answer is yes, simply because we can get all the cool cards back. Vortex is fine, Bankbuster is fine, Impulse is also fine. Karn is okay, but it's not the best card that we can draw. It's a good card. You know what? The time has come. The crab. Oh my god. We are going for the crab win, guys. It's the crab win. So of course we protect this card. Top deck Liliana is a thing. Thank you for whiffing. He shouldn't kill anything. That's actually good for us because it helps with our draws. And I think we have quite a lot of basics, right? Yeah, sure. So our draw just got a little better. Man, we are actually killing him with the crab. Otawara is really good. If he casts Invoke Despair, we can just bounce the crab. Look at this champion! Like from the top, Tenacious Underdog, the best recurring value, and Invoke Despair, just 3 cards from the top. Oh my god, bro, just stop it. This is honestly the best card, and if he didn't draw it in 2 turns, he would be dead. And he, of course, now refilled all the hand, like, now we go from start with everything. Oh my god. Oh man, I'm not ranting. I'm at all not ranting. Oh my god, the mono black players invoke Despair top decks. And look at our draw. Raffine Tower into Raffine Tower into Raffine Tower. How many Invoke Despairs do you think he drew? Oh man, I'm nearly sure that he has another one. Okay, please pay. I just want to mention that if he didn't draw any of those cards, like if he didn't draw this in 2 turns, he would die. But he did. I guess Liliana was also a good draw. So to be fair, but Liliana doesn't draw more cards, so you know. Bankbuster. Oh, this is exactly the draw that we wanted. Okay, now it's game. Now it should be game. We can draw 4 cards a turn. Finally we got to our good cards. Okay, how good is your draw, my friend? Show me. Field of Ruin. I don't like this version at all. Like, I don't see the point of Field of Ruin in the current meta when you don't have mana lands. You actually ramp your opponent. So, thank you. Like, I know you can try go for land destruction, but is it really worth it? Like, you have better lands. I think the legendary one that can protect Shrouded is way better than this. Okay, sure. So, let's try to... Oh my god. It was too fast. My bad. We have enough Bankbusters, so let's just go with the Karns. Okay, that's fine. Okay, can I go with the Pew Pew? I really deserve it after enduring this game. Do we play the Bankbuster? The answer is no, we don't. And don't forget with Sylex he cannot use the Underdog with like Blitz ability. Liliana, that's perfectly fine. Okay, if he wants to discard, That's perfect. Let's draw. If that's a... Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I honestly think make disappear shouldn't be a thing anymore. It's a bit too late. I will try to go for the ultimate, guys. And I think this might be the game. I feel that this might be the game. There is a chance we actually don't play the Vortex on Liliana because he will scoop. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for you. I'm not playing the correct play of Rona Vortex for Liliana just to go for the ultimate. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. What a champion. We have counterspells, but I'm not sure if it's worth it. Let's try. Let's see what we get. This is exactly the counterspell, but we lack exactly 1 mana. Perfect. Oh my god. It's fine. It's completely fine. Sure. Enjoy your free 3 cards. And Karn. Sorry guys, I've tried. They just top deck way too good. Man, that's the 3rd one already. I never seen a mono black player that doesn't draw like 3 Invoke Disperse in his top 30 cards. I actually track this every game. Alright, so do you want me to lose something? We will attack with the Bankbuster, so he needs to remove something. My turn. So, let's do it. He might remove the token, and that's completely fine. He doesn't seem to have it. Alright, the Pew Pew plan is back on the menu. You might say, Sloth, just freaking kill his HP. No. We want. I want the ultimate. You guys deserve it, it's fun. We want to kill him with the ultimate. We will do it. Alright, we cannot play this stuff. I guess we discard. You know what? Infernal Grasp doesn't look extremely good here at 3 HP. So let's just make sure that we don't die to his another top deck invoke. Like, look at this guy. That's the 4th one. Oh my god, like, stop with this crap. I don't mean the crab. Alright, so at this point let's just take only counterspells because I'm scared about the 5th Invoke Despair at this point. Just make sure that there's no amount of... Look at this guy, like he's a champion. He's just drawing those cards from the top. With all the cards that we cannot keep up, basically. Is this the 5th Invoke Despair, my friend? Oh my god. Like, at this point I'm just having fun with what's going on. Oh no. You are dying to pinks, my friend. You deserve this one. And I'm not playing all the cards just to force the ultimate from Karn. Well, he could be for 12. That's a good one. That's a good one. I respect this play. Okay, that's a live game, which won't matter. Oh my god, what are we doing? We are having fun, don't we? I'm playing really fast so he doesn't scoop. Please don't do it. Please don't. No, you want to see this ult. You know you want it. Like, no, please don't. Don't scoop. We deserved it. Please, let's do the Karn thing. Okay? Oh, I think he's doing it. He respects Karn. So let's go because it will be slow. Okay, the fastest thing to do it is full control actually. We ping him, we tap this. Then we ping him, we tap this. It's fun. You're actually killing this guy with the freaking Karn ultimate. And honestly, my friend, Ustin, if you are watching, you are the best chat in the world for letting it happen. Oh my god. We will actually miss 1 single damage. Oh, he's taking it like that. This was the weirdest game ever. And this is our finisher, the Bankbuster, the final damage. Oh my god. Thank you, man. Really appreciate it. You are the best. Oh my god, we did it! Mission successful. We defeated Mono Black with Karn ultimate. Alright, I can rest now. Alright, we are going first. We have Essence Scatter. It's actually a really good hand. As long as you start, which can be said for a lot of hands. So, with Essence Scatter into counterspell into removal, we basically have all the early game options covered. And we try to fish for the 4th land into Memory Deluge. Easy. Everything calculated. And this is actually perfect draw. Yeah, we definitely need the 4th land for the Memory Deluge. And now let's see what's going on. Nah, I don't like Planewalkers. Man, Crab is decent as a counterspell. And now we play this one. We definitely want 4 mana as soon as possible. We don't want to wait 1 turn. And now he might be a little bit scared to play into the thing. Alright, he's tapped out. I wonder what he will use. Which ability?
A fancy dress means I didn't come here to fight.
Damage. Easy. He might cast something, and
Watch
he
me
does.
heat up the dance floor.
We cannot kill Chandra, but we can put her down. And I think it's worth it. Like, Planewalkers are generally a pain, and you don't want to handle them if you don't have to. Oh man, do we go for offing? I think with Flashback from Memory Deluge, we generally want to go as high as possible. There is a chance he will cast Raiju and it will have exactly too much toughness for us, which will be a pain. But fortunately, not the case. And he also cannot pay the mana. We want to see attack, so whatever he casts after won't be enough. And we heal to 21. Generally seems pretty nice. The only problem is that our opponent knows that we don't have counter spells and keeps smorking us with those pesky Kumanos. We need to go for the Karn Sylex. Like, he's really incentivized to play a creature right now, and if he does, everything dies. And if not, we just pay 1 mana to clear the board, which is also pretty amazing. What is he doing? This seems like an awful play. And you know what? We love to see it. I guess. Like, why would you ever play it for extra 4 damage? We are at 14. Like, we are in no way dead. So I guess he's just counting that he will top deck from the top, but it just doesn't seem like a great idea overall. Okay, top. So that's something he wants to cast. Oh wow, those are our top decks on the other hand. So, do we want to go for Memory Deluge? Honestly, I think in this kind of 4 dead cards from the top, it's probably the best we get. Meathook is definitely good, so this will be a creature, I think. And he went for Blitz. Okay, so we use Memory Deluge in case we hit some... Oh my god! Deck, come on! We just hit 8 lands from the top. If we didn't have cargo, we would keep hitting lands for the next 8 turns, where our opponent top decks every creature every turn. Sloth, chill out. Lightning Strike, Blitz, like this guy just draws. Alright, we might hit Karn, so for this reason I actually play it main phase. Oh, only 3 lands? Easy. What the hell is going on? That's so lame. Honestly, that's so lame. We draw 11 lands from the top. And our opponent just keeps drawing lightning strikes every turn. I still think we win this, but the amount of ridiculousness that's going on right now is pretty hilarious. Oh, a land. Okay. Probably the worst removal in the deck, but I'll take it, I guess. We could hit the crab, but we cannot play the crab. I much rather go for the Memory Deluge and hit the March or something like this. Oh, a land? Is that possible? Alright, March. And that's probably our win already, right? Alright, we actually need to think about this one. Uh, Impulse might be the answer. I know, but we have enough cardo in the graveyard. Our opponent will probably play something when we tap out. We have the land, so now let's go for the Bankbuster. This ensures that we keep drawing cards. I want a counterspell, that's all I want, really. Sylex is not perfect. Meathook Massacre. I know what you think. Sloth, you don't kill anything, you are a bad player. Actually, this is the correct play. Because you want to maximize the life gain, you need to hit a creature as soon as possible. That's okay. Not perfect, but okay. The only card that wins him the game is the third lightning strike from the top. Otherwise, we win the game. And even then, we have card draw, so we might dig into something. I think he drew some burn spell, because he's thinking when to play it right now. If we cast... The problem is he has a lot of mana, so Make Disappear does not do anything. We need a creature. And our creature is the Bankbuster. We need two more... Like, we need one more turn. And if he has a lightning strike, he needs to cast it right this second. If he lets us to draw with the Bankbuster and untap, then we can make a token in response, and that's pretty huge. We'll see. Bro, like, there's a limit to how long even mono-red player can think about one card that is highlighted. So, welcome back to the channel when we see the mono-red players rage quitting. So he actually roped us fully, and just advice, when these things happen, oh man, he left? I thought that then we will get a free turn, and then after he does it again, the game is conceded. So maybe he just reconnected and quitted? I'm not sure. Alright, we are going first. There is a small chance we don't get mana screwed this game. So I will definitely take this. Alright, so the idea. We unfortunately get the tap lands. I don't think we'll cycle the towers. So this definitely hurts a little bit. And the Bankbuster is acceptable. Probably the most acceptable one. And we will play the Triumph first, because the 4 mana is extremely important for us. And Essence Scatter is amazing here, because they always, somehow, always have the Trespasser. And Essence Scatter is basically the best answer you have for it. Okay, so this is Karn. And let's start ramping some mana. Can we get to the pew pew? I want to. Guys, I wanted to show you the pew pew so much, and I will keep playing this game until we have the ultimate, because it's freaking epic. They of course hit Duress, the main deck, the usual. And Negate is probably, yeah, I would definitely take the Negate, there's no question. Maybe Rona Vortex if they have Underdog. But yeah, Negate is best. Oh my god, why did... I never met so far with this deck player that didn't have between 2 and 3 Trespassers, like in top 15 cards. And you can see how annoying they are. This is exactly the reason why I countered the previous one. Oh my god, just stop, bro. Just stop. And of course we need to do the Think main phase. Otherwise it just doesn't work. Let's get rid of one Memory Deluge. I think we can get around the second one, especially with backup Karn. Soaring. Okay, the Planeswalker battle will be legendary. Okay, that's a vampire. Like, we have another Karn, so we actually don't mind at all. I'm open to going all in on the value war. And we have the Crab. Don't forget, this is channeled ability, you can counterspell for 1 mana basically. That's one of the reasons why this isn't deck. Memory Deluge. Sure, yeah, you always have those cards, don't you? Cool. Karn is so hard to kill overall. Even if they kill it, they need to deal so much damage to it in so many turns. Let's put more of this. We have another Karn, so that's why we can play like this. Alright, so what is the play? They shouldn't have another one, don't they? So for this reason we will go for the Vortex on Karn, or on Soaring. So we get rid of their card draw a little bit. They have Bankbuster, but it's way slower, so if they keep drawing like this, we might hit our own Bankbuster. And when we hit Bankbuster, we draw cards for free, because we have so many tokens. It's a shame we don't go into the Pew Pew ultimate, maybe with the second card. Oh my god, how they always draw so many. When I play this deck, I don't see Invoke Despair for first 20 turns. Oh my god. Alright, so we still have some pretty good plays, so let's go with the free Celestus. Seems pretty good. And let's see how many more invokes they can draw from the top without a single card of this game. Oh my god. I know Invoke Despair is a bit of cardo, but they didn't use Bankbuster even once this game and they still draw so many of those good cards. Okay, let's see. Finally. First draw of the game. Good. Good, good, good. No spells. So now we can finally start doing our things. And those are Bankbusters, and you really like to see those cards. And this is so... oh man, this is actually pretty exciting. So, for this reason, we go for Karn. We will also switch to Night Daytime. I will plus it, because I wanted to make it more tanky, and I want more mana. And finally, we will switch. Not sure if we should draw. I have a feeling that we will discard amazing freaking card that we wanted to draw. But then I guess we can activate the Bankbuster. I should put the full stop. That was... Can I fix it? No. Yeah, that was the amazing card that I mentioned. I should have drawn with Bankbuster first. Okay, let's see those Invoke Despairs. Only 2 so far. You need 2 more from the top. Let's see if he can do it. Liliana. Liliana is not scary, so that's actually pretty good. This 5 mana is super sus. I'm not sure, my friend, if you understand how flashback cards works. He discarded his own card. Oh my god, mono black. Good enough to keep everyone in Mythic. Okay, that's fine. So I'm pretty sure he thought this is in our hand. There's also option he wants to go for the ultimate. So you know, who knows, who knows. I think we want to draw some cards for free. A lot of lands. We can also cycle the towers with this. Yeah, 3 lands from the top seems about right. Alright. Alright, alright. We definitely cannot play crap into this. So I guess we need more mana. With those draws we definitely need to cycle our whole land basically. We don't need to switch, we didn't cast spells, so we can just chill out and cycle those lands at the end step. Or just play Memory Deluge. This is one of the reasons I completely don't fear Liliana since a long time. Man, I can discard you as many lands as you want. Like, your cards are probably better than what I get from the top. So, let's prepare this island for the execution. Sure, that's definitely a thing. I will go for the Memory Deluge, so this is not a card draw effect, it's putting cards into graveyard, into hand. Okay. I guess stop is okay. Who knows, maybe we draw something. Okay, our opponent respecting Karn, as it should be. Karn needs to be respected. There's nothing we can draw for 0 mana, so we let it die, I guess. And probably we go for something like Meathook, Sylex, things like this. And next turn we draw casual 3 cards, so 3 rounds from the top. Oh yes, please discard more. Man, I like it because it's basically like I'm having Liliana. Even if they discard cards, it's like lands, it's good for me because I'm playing lands every turn anyway. That's a lot of lands. Those are the only non-land cards basically. So we will take them. Okay. Let's draw more lands. Oh man. Okay, so I would really prefer to kill the shorted. So let's draw some cards without Cardo effect. It's okay. Definitely not perfect. We very shortly die. But still, it is a Sylex. And we don't cast this Bankbuster then. We play the land for sure. We definitely need as many as we can get. So we could actually attack Liliana. That's pretty interesting. You know what? This is actually a pretty interesting idea. We also get to draw a card. Rona Vortex. Okay, okay. We can cast it on Shortwood. We can cast it. That changes few things. I don't think... Yeah, with Sylex, Liliana is not an issue. And Mono Black cannot answer Sylex anyway, so we will definitely use it. I want to keep up 4 mana for either the counterspell or the Vortex. We don't get hit by Shortwood, we don't care about his HP. And he will lose everything in the board. We will lose a little bit of mana as well, but that's okay. We can cycle some more lands. Man, I love Celestus. It basically turns like 5 cardos, land draws into good cards. Every game I use it. Sure. We crew it. It makes it a bit more awkward. However, we will sacrifice the pilot. And we can still answer with the card if he doesn't do enough pressure. So we don't get any value, like wasted. Sure. We have this Bankbuster and double Memory Deluge, so like we have enough. I really want to cast Vortex right now, because he wants to attack probably with both. I think the smart choice would be to crew the Bankbuster and attack with the Bankbuster. We cannot take this hit. Unfortunately, we cannot take this hit, so we get rid of Shortwood. And we don't want to bounce it, because he might not replay it into Sylex. We don't know how he will play. And if he keeps it in the hand, that basically does not solve our problem at all. Okay. 5 mana up. It might still be Invoke Despair, but it's not. You'll have to see it. We can get Karn with the Takenuma. That's really important. Alright, so how do we play this one out? We are in the night, in the daytime. If we don't cast anything, that's good. So, okay, I think I know. So we take 3 mana here. Then we cycle this one, because it's an ability, not a casting of a spell. So it basically is free. And now we go for the Sylex. Go for 3 and we sweep the whole board. We lose the tokens, which hurts, but our opponent has 3 cards, and we will go into Devious Cover-Up mode together with the Crab. It means that whatever they do, they cannot resolve a spell, and with double Memory Deluge it's enough.
My cue to leave.
We need 7 mana for double counterspell. So he took the mana, I guess. Takenuma, sure. We could try to counter it, but he has 3 mana. Don't forget, Crab can counter the abilities. And he decided that Liliana is the worst threat. Honestly, Trespassers seemed like a better choice, in my opinion, but, well, maybe. Not sure. What is the next play? We have time, like we have March, so we just kill her at some point.
Nobody knows Domino.
What do we discard? I think it will be Takenuma.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Like, it is something, but it hurts him more than it hurts us. So in a way he's completely going all in on this ultimate, and we have marched exactly for this reason, so I don't see the situation when the ultimate will go off before we can do something, you know. That's a Sylex. Enjoy. And your go. What do we discard now? Impulse. I think it will be Impulse or the Crab. One of those. One of those. And we of course have the counterspell up, which is the important part. Okay, sure. We definitely resolve. I'm not sure. Impulse seems really good. Crab seems a bit, you know, not the face for the Crab. Even if he has only lands, I don't mind him discarding everything. Yeah, that's a Sylex. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Okay. That's a good play. But we'll go into Impulse. Yeah, Karn is pretty sweet here. And my turn. I actually like land as well. Alright. So, we want Devious Cover Up.
It warms my heartstone to see a lion.
And let's make some dudes. I think we'll go with the Karn Sylex, very likely, because we have Devious Cover Up to counter the underdog. And man, the games with this deck are extremely grindy. All matchups against Mono Black look like this, to be honest. Which is super fun. So he wants to bait the reaction. No reaction, my friend. Enjoy. Sorry, I really want to use the ultimate, but it's just not gonna happen. Alright, so he wants to discard one of the last cards he has. I still think it is Bankbuster, especially with Karn. Meathook Massacre? Might be interesting here. Alright, so how we do it? This will be Karn Sylex for 3, I think. We won't have double counterspell, unfortunately, but I still think it's good enough. So we basically remove everything except our Karn, and now we rebuild the Power Stones, because at some point we can start doing cards with this, so it's a card advantage. We have exactly 7 mana for Deluge, but he will... Ha ha ha. That's awkward. That's a really good top deck. He just drew it. No way he wouldn't cast it before. With double Devious Cover Up, I guess we have some leaning room. Enjoy! Enjoy! That's so awkward. Like, we had this trap set up and he's just speaking and hey, that's a trap, and I say yeah. That's basically where we are in this game. I would play differently probably if I didn't have double Devious Cover Up, but right now we can just shuffle the other one. And yeah, he needs to play into it, which is super funny. Man, is this Invoke Despair? You have to admit, this seems extremely sus. But I hope this is because he doesn't want us to get the Memory Deluge this turn. What are the cards? Rona Vortex is extremely cool. Rona Vortex is pretty cool. Like, those are good cards. Not sure if those were the best ones, but I like them, okay? I like them. And he has no priority. He did it just to prevent the Memory Deluge. And now, you can see the full power of Karn. Withdrawing one card for free from the top. Then it actually makes a difference with top decks, and we can cycle those lands. So yeah, we are getting ahead, thanks to Karn. Man, it really helped, like even the Sylex and using all the stuff. Like you can see, we draw 2 cards, we have Memory Deluge, and we just outpace him in the value game. But man, that was the grind. I hope you enjoyed this one. Alright, so our hand is not great because of the tap lands, but other than this we are okay. So let's start with the tap land. And I'm definitely not irritating because I just played a 30-minute game and I of course forgot to have enough space on my hard drive, and it was of course against mono black, because why wouldn't it be? Sure. So we are definitely trying to slow the game just a little bit, because we are super behind because of the lands, and our opponent, as always, starts with perfect opening. Easy. So, our play is definitely trying to draw into lands and playing Sylex. Sylex is so much more efficient than the Meathook Massacre. We generally don't want to play it so early, we generally don't want to sacrifice it just to survive. But where you are on the draw with tap lands, well, with this kind of draw, that's what you get, so there's not much space. That's a super weird play. I don't understand it one bit, but we will take it. And we got mana screw just to be sure. Wow, our opponent did not draw a card. Small man, bro, you need to ramp up your game. Like, you are, even against mana screwed opponent, you are doing what you can to lose this game. This is obviously pretty good. And it will be hard. If we don't hit the forefront, I don't think we can win whatever he does. Okay? That's good. Do we go for the Meathook Massacre? I think with Tenacious well, no. If he goes for the Tenacious Underdog, we just Vortex it, so it's actually extremely good if he does it. Perfect. They are always greedy with this play. Okay, I wanted to check priority. I'm not sure. I think he doesn't have a cut down. Good. Enjoy your no play for the turn. Alright, we are actually able to play a magic. Insane. Oh man, feels so much better. So right now we are actually countering and we can use, you know, our stuff. So that feels really great. They went for the Blitz version, which honestly is smart in their situation. I will take the Rona Vortex. The point is Devious Cover-Up Exiles. And exiling seems pretty good in the meta full of Tenacious Underdogs. What is the worst that can happen? We know exactly. So, given I'm mana screwed, I'm not able to play Karn. If I had Karn and Negate, or Make Disappear, I would cast him, and we should be at 6 mana at this point in the game, but we are just behind. We should have this kind of mana, but we have this kind of mana, so we cannot cast such an mana-intensive planeswalker. You know, basically everything above 2, because this is what happens. They always have it. They always have it. Man, this is probably the most perfect opening card though. Finisher, 2-drop and 3-drop. Man, like, they are just going for it. Where we struggle to find a single land in this game. Man, it's honestly so lame. It sucks. We need to play like this. We need some mana, and it seems that we are in no position to ever draw our mana without using a 4-mana Planewalker to ramp us. So our plan is that our opponent maybe plays some creatures, then we try to Meathook it, or just Infernal Grasp all of them. Meathook will be hard, but if he has like underdogs, then maybe. If we draw a land, we can Meathook the Trespasser because it's daytime. And Karn might absorb some damage while still ramping us, so this is actually a bit of a hard choice for them. Karn is a scary Planewalker, and you generally don't want... What is he doing? Man, this guy! What are those plays? Did he just make an upkeep stop for himself and then he drew a card? Bro, you don't need to do it with Shrouded. I need to do it. Man, those players. Unfortunately, they might still win because we got so mana screwed. Which is a bit frustrating, to be honest. Oh man, main. Like, we have all the tools to win this game. So we can draw 1 card with Karn. But given he attacked it last turn, I think we can just go for the +1 and keep forcing him to make some plays. Oh man, can you believe we will soon have more mana from Karn tokens than from our lands in the deck? I especially increased the land amount because I got mana screwed every single turn so far. Like, this is a bit painful. But I don't think we have a choice. I think we need to protect Karn. There is a chance of Invoke Despair, but we cannot play around everything if we don't hit our land drops even. Like, we need to take some risks now. Liliana. Liliana is fine. Because we have Sylex for the Tenacious Underdog, we also have Devious Cover-Up, so we can try to slow them down. And if my friend wants to remove cards, now we keep drawing lands. It's fine, but a bit late, don't you think? Let's make some more mana, because this is the... We actually will ramp to 7 mana thanks to Karn, even though our mana draw completely sucked this game. Alright, so we will counter Devious Cover-Up. With the Devious Cover-Up. We can also just cast the Sylex and get rid of everything for free. It's not the worst. I will actually do it. I will actually do it, because we can keep drawing with the Bankbuster and we have good cards to discard. Like, Make Disappear is not the biggest deal right now. And as long as we have Counterspell, I'm feeling really good right now. Thanks to Karn. Thank you, Karn. You are actually making more cardos than my deck. He knows how to play around stuff. You hate to see it. Enjoy. You got it, my friend. You deserve this one. We just take counterspells. Removal is too risky because we are so behind, thanks to our amazing draws, that we don't have HP to cast them. Sure. I like Liliana for our opponent because my draws usually suck so much that he actually gets more punished for this than me. Especially with like the Bankbuster, we can just keep doing. And right now we can actually use the -1 on Karn, which is amazing. Yeah, we pay 1. I probably should have counted it a bit more, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, we don't have creatures, we can Essence Scatter the Underdog. Alright, he cannot cast it. That's perfect! So let's just keep drawing some cool cards, and with Essence Scatter we shouldn't be pressured. The only card that makes a difference is Invoke Despair, so we need to prepare very shortly. And let's draw card for free. Man, I cannot believe we have nearly the same lands from Karn than from my deck as a lands. We can discard. And you know what? We can actually cycle just to see what land is next one. That's a good one. That's a good card. So for this reason we can discard the Meathook Massacre. It will be hard to find a good target for it. I like the Karn still. So I think it's a better one. My turn. Man, you can see how the Karn tokens really help with the deck. Suddenly, you can see that we out-tempo them so hard suddenly, for no particular reason basically. We get free stuff every turn. They want to discard our things with Liliana? Like, what is the point even? And with Sylex, their Tenacious Underdog is completely shut down. Alright, this is actually pretty scary, to be fair. So I will actually draw my card and see what I get. Impulse. Impulse is not the worst. A bit scared. Let's see. Make Disappear Rona Vortex is pretty good. It's pretty good. Let's see which chapter he will choose. It's probably the first one. Yep. So they can remove the Karn, which is not the worst thing. I actually don't mind it super much. Like, we have enough cardo here, so we can go for the value. Even if he discards our own hand, we can actually outpace him still. The problem will be tutor, because we need to hit a good counter spell for it. But with Karn it should be okay. Man, we are still at 5 mana. Our opponent is nearing 7. I guess he didn't draw a single land since a long time. Let's draw a card. And that will be Karn. He doesn't seem... and he's discarding his own cards as well. Honestly, it's probably the time to use the Sylex. This is a little bit of, you know, not great play. We could also negate a little bit of Liliana power and just use March for not max, not kill her. Oh man, that's a hard decision. That's a hard decision. I think we need to... He will go for Invoke Despair, definitely. If he can. Oh, that's a hard choice. Oh, I'm not sure. So we probably need 4 mana for Rona Vortex. For Invoke Despair, it's not the worst. We sacrifice Karn, I guess. We activate the Bankbuster, so we get the token. And that's his all mana. But the Factor Fiction is worse. Oh man, how do we play this one out? Alright. I think I know a little bit. I think this is enough time.
You know,
So we gained 2 turns. Now we keep drawing, we get the treasure. We actually need to play the land, even though we would prefer to keep it. Man, really hard game, honestly. And I probably want to draw with the Bankbuster as well. Man, I could have killed Liliana. That probably was the play. My bad, I just realized it. But it's fine, we got the counterspell, but we lack exactly 1 mana, which is unfortunate. We still lack mana. I think we need more tokens, guys.
Dominaria's treasures will
Alright. So I think we are messing the game a little bit, but we should survive. He will kill the Karn, he will kill this one. He might take something different, so let's make stop in case of shorter. But I think they usually take, you know, they invoke Despair. Yeah, he just wanted to get rid of the creature. Yep, as always. Let's see the creature. No creatures? Sure that. Alright. But we got a lot of cards from the Bankbusters, so right now we are a bit ahead, I guess. Yeah, let's draw. I think we will win this. Oh, that's a good draw. That's actually a really good draw. There are no creatures? No, sure that. We die to sure that if we don't counter it. Man, this deck is really hard to play, honestly. So we can get rid of all of this and replace Sylex. Then we lose some Bankbusters. I think we just take it. Do I care about this card? We actually do care about Liliana, you know? I don't think we activate stuff yet. He's at 11, but well, it's still a lot. Man, we have so much mana thanks to Karn.
This was a waste of time.
Unfortunately, our lands are all tapped now. Okay, I think this is the play. So the idea is that we can bounce the Shordet, or I mean bounce at the end of the deck, and when he casts Tenacious Underdog, we can still counter it. So he won't be able... I guess he can double cast it? That's unfortunate, I guess. Oh, Sylex. Man, I suck at this game. There's actually Sylex. He will heal by 1, but that's it. I get scary, but I think it's okay. We get rid of it very quickly. And he doesn't realize that the effect that we have for Shordet is actually not a remover. Or he actually does. He exactly knows about it. Devious Cover-Up. How much we don't like her. I don't like her quite a lot, actually. Alright. March. Oh my god, what a game, honestly. Impulse, and I think I like my cards. They are pretty good. Shuffle. Alright, let's see if that was the last play. Now we go for the Vortex. because sure that, you know, kills us. That's never a good stuff. Alright, alright, alright. We are getting somewhere. We are at 2, so we actually want to main phase something. Otherwise we go into nighttime. Okay, those are good cards. Man, crab? Definitely March. Is this impulse or crab? It's crab. It's always crab. We need to play crabs. And this is a good card, but we need... Oh my god, I suck at this game so much. Oh. You know what? We got a free mana. Let's pretend that that was my idea. And I'm unhappy about this performance, definitely. And our opponent plays exactly around mana that we had. That's a good sense, I guess. Or he just top decked it and had no other play, which is probably what really happened. I mean, it's still better to do it like this. And I guess I should do it... No, we didn't know which chapter he would choose, so I need to do it right now. Because now he will tap, he will get basically the same effect as discarding, but he has 3 less mana, so no reason to give him any room for the additional play. Alright, alright. Now he will take the perfect card. And honestly, with the bankbusters, I think this is the time. Guys, this is the time. Enjoy! Bankbusters, you were great. And now we recast the Sylex, so he cannot go with the underdog. And now the board is finally clear. Man, the grind with this deck! Oh my god, are you freaking serious? Another one? I especially used the whole thing, so you cannot tutor the third despair. Oh man, that's so lame. And he has no creature. We had the answers. I think I misplayed. I could heal before doing this whole play. Good game, my friend. Oh, but honestly, really good draw. He didn't really draw too much cards and he got all of the perfect ones.